In this video, I'm going to attempt to dig and flatten some cart paths with brushes. It's not easy. I wouldn't push this on my worst enemy, okay? However, I'm going to show you in case you want to attempt it or you just want to patch up certain areas. To me, if you're not going to invest with RAM, I might even recommend just don't even bother putting cart paths on your course. They're probably not going to look great because they're going to be kind of all over the place. They're not going to be flat. They're going to be sideways and wavy. And I think you're better off just leaving them out of your course. However, if you want to give it a try, I will show you how I would try to do it. But again, it is not easy. So let's go into Unity here, and you can see here's our cart path over here. And I had to estimate where it was at because I couldn't quite tell. But looking at this, this looks horrible. That if I were to lay a cart, you can tell that it does not look real. Now up here it doesn't look too bad, but this area right here is bad. Now it looks like maybe the cart path went up here, this flat, so I could go back and try to move it, but eh, then I'm back and forth between Inkscape and here trying to get that place right. So let's attempt to flatten this. Now, if the challenge here is that when we do and let me do a terrain backup first because I could really screw this one up. Create a backup pre-cart path. Create backup. And I'm going to pause. So let me just show you what makes this difficult, which is we have to use this paint height tool or the smoothing tool. So let's just start with the smoothing tool because you could potentially use it, but let me show you the drawback here. So you want to make this a little bit wider than your path itself. So let me just make that a tad bit. And now if I use it, you can see what happens is it flattens it, but it's still sideways. Like if you were to drive a cart on this, um, as I smooth this out, and it's now smooth, but it's angled, right? And most of the time, cart paths aren't angled like that. They're flat, okay? They're horizontal. So what you'd have to do here is you'd have to use your paint height tool to flatten this out. So if you were to sample, let's say, the middle of this, and it's 21, right? Now I'm going to brush over this. So it's nice and flat now, but now we got to deal with this and this. And then on top of that, now if I move forward a little bit, I have to resample, say here, and then do a little bit of another area. And then I'm going to move forward again, and I'm going to resample this and brush that area. And then I'd have to go forward, sample, sample, brush, and move gradually throughout my course to get it to be horizontally flat. And now I have to go back and I'll do one more area here so you can see. Back, move over so I can do a sample right here. And now I'm going to brush this. And then I'll do another sample here. I'll show you one more. So I kind of have to do this in steps. Now what I have to do is go back to my smoothing tool and be very careful here. What I don't want to do is change the path that I just flattened. And I got to go back here and I got to flatten that edge. And then I got to figure out what to do about these steps too. They're hard to get rid of. So I'm going to go up here. I can change my brush size so it's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. And I can flatten that out. So let me go down the sides here. Let me go over here. Flatten here, flatten here. And now you can see that looks much better. However, the thought of potentially doing miles kilometers of cart paths. I've heard of courses that have 5 kilometers of cart paths. Makes me want to throw up. Much easier way to do it in RAM. But if you want to give it a shot, you really don't want to spend the money on RAM. That's how you do your cart paths. All right. Enjoy.